Let's go to the next question. This is question 2 coming from a person. Brandy, who says, Jehovah's Witnesses claim that Jesus was resurrected as a spirit only, not a bodily resurrection, since he appeared in a locked room. And if he was in the flesh, he couldn't have done that. What are your thoughts in response to this? Let me give you one scripture that I think really strongly refutes this. Okay, so just take a moment. I'm just trying to find the text. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's look at Jesus appearing in the locked room. This is the example you gave. You're asking about this exact passage, and we're going to use this passage to prove the Jehovah's Witness theology is completely wrong here, and dangerously wrong, because it destroys people to deceive them about the nature of Jesus and his resurrection. So here's John 20, verse 26. And after 8 days, his disciples were again inside, and Thomas with them. Jesus came, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst. That's the context you're talking about, right? I think it is. The doors are shut, and he stands in their midst. And he says, peace to you. Then he said to Thomas, now remember, Thomas was a doubter. He hadn't been there to see Jesus physically yet. And so Thomas is like, oh, I'm not so sure that I trust the testimony of other people right now. I won't believe unless I see him myself. I won't believe unless I feel. In fact, let's look at what Thomas said. We got to back up. He says, when they say, we've seen the Lord, Thomas responds, unless I see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. Notice his condition. It implies that Thomas is thinking that he's being requested to believe in a physical risen Christ, because he won't believe unless he sees what? The print of the nails. What are the nails? Those are the nails that were on the cross. That could only be, the print of the nails on the cross, the marks of those nails, right? Probably here, I'm guessing, would have been only on the physical body of Jesus, the same physical body that died. So only if Jesus had the same physical body that died is the one that rose, and the one that Thomas sees, then he'll believe them, which means that their claim is for a physical Christ. And Thomas wants physical proof that it's the same physical body of the same physical Christ. So then after 8 days, Jesus appears and he tells Thomas what? Verse 27, reach your finger here and look at my hands. Reach your hand here and put it into my side. Do not be unbelieving, but believing. Why is he reaching his hand to put it in? Jesus is not manifesting a spiritual appearance. He's like, you want the nail holes? They're right here. Feel them, Thomas. It's me. The same body that went into the tomb is now standing before you now. And I am risen. I have conquered death. I have overcome. He is risen. He is risen indeed. This is, in fact, part of this, you could say, is just the whole Jewish concept of resurrection. It's not a resurrection if you don't have a body. The very nature of the resurrection is that it's bodily. So Jesus being the first fruits of the resurrection, just the very terminology they use, that Jesus rose, they wouldn't say Jesus rose if he appeared to them in a spiritual form. They would say that he appeared to them, the way Samuel appeared to Saul in the book of Judges, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel. The Jews have that as one book, so I'm totally without excuse. But I have a good excuse that I'm going to pretend is a good excuse that this is one book for them. So it's in Samuel. At any rate, I'll remember it later when I'm not thinking about other things. This is definitely proof. The very passage itself, take them there and say, what did Thomas want to, walk them through with questions, nail them down, cut off all avenues of escape from this glorious truth by asking things like, Thomas wanted to see what? What was proof? So then what did Thomas think the claim was about Jesus? If he wanted to see the nail holes, then wasn't he looking at the body of Jesus? What else could explain that? And walk them through it. So I hope that you can share with a Jehovah's Witness and let their eyes open to the gloriousness of the truth of Christ. And I have a whole video I'm going to link below. I have a video on this exact topic where I go into great detail, quoting Watchtower resources to show what they teach, that Jesus died and is forever dead. The physical Jesus died and is forever dead. That's their teaching. And I go through lots of scripture on this topic as well. So I'm going to link that below, that the Watchtower is wrong about Jesus. It was one of the first live streams I ever did, actually. All right, let's go to the next question.